Welcome to Chasing Trails. Time for a new one. Today, I've got my homeboy who's walking away from me, Santino. He'll be my GPS guy so we don't get lost. If we do, we're gonna blame him. I told you guys I was gonna have some special stars appearing, special guest stars. This guy's a hiking fool. Also one of our soldiers. Sometimes he's a little bit challenged in the head, but you know, I don't hold that against him. So Santino, you ready to get swole?
Oh.
Go ahead, tell me. Tell us. We want to know, are you ready to get swole, guy? Come on, just like Smitty.
No, there ain't no getting swole.
So the route we're doing today is called, and I'm gonna murder this one too, Zonienwood? Zonienwood? Something like that. You know, I'll come up with a new name for it when I'm done. It's about 11 mile-ish, and well, we'll see how far it is actually is when we get done. It should all be woodline, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I didn't start my mileage clock once again, so I'm gonna have to add a little bit to it, whatever we get at the end. So this forest is pretty cool. As you can see, there's like a little fog that's in the air. I don't know if it really comes through on camera or not, but believe me, it's there. And this is what we're looking forward to seeing the whole way through. So Santino is a true mountain man. Look at this kid.
Whatever, dude.
He's got the gear going on here. The white cotton t-shirt. Oh, you got those cotton briefs on, don't you? Do you have cotton briefs on? Uh-huh. You'll pay for that later. And he's got his pro level hiking shoes. But it's only 11 miles, so he should live. This is called a scenic shot. Pretty cool, huh? Little pathway. Goes down the way there. Little light at the end of the tunnel. So as with most of the routes here, this one starts out on a hardball, and my walking buddy today was complaining because he didn't want to be on hardball the whole way. Well,
shut up, dude.
we're off the hardball, so he's happy, tickled inside. You know, when I'm out here doing these trails, I like to try and give a little bit of advice for all my fellow newbies out there. They're new to this whole adventure of hiking, etc. Today's top tip is gonna be recon. When you pick a route out, especially if it's somewhere you've never been before, you know, definitely plot it and put it in your GPS so you have a trail to follow and you don't get lost. And when you have an awesome navigator to help you out, makes doing this a lot easier. Plot it out, then go to Google Earth and look at the route a little bit more closely. You don't need to memorize the route. Just learn the major features that you should see on your route. If there's a body of water, you should see it on there. A couple bodies of water, you say, well, I've got 2 bodies of water. Some road. You might, depending on the map, you might actually be able to get the slope of the land and information like that that might help you prepare mentally for what's to come. But it is really important to get just like a general overview at the very least. Especially with, like I said, when you're going into an area that you have not been before. So here's one of those terrain features I was talking about you should be looking for when you're doing your research before you do your route. A lake. Big body of water, not really a lake. It actually looks a lot better than that lake I was at the other day because, you know, that lake looked like a pit. I don't know if I necessarily want to eat fish that I caught out of here, but you could bust your water straw out and drink you some water. But once again, I have my own water, so why would I? Huh? We'll catch up. Is it on the right?
Yeah, I was zooming in. I was like, oh, we're veering off.
Here comes Santino, rangering on with his land nav super abilities. So me and the Super One are still hiking along here. We're only about 3¼ miles into it. He's already showing signs of wear and tear.
Whatever.
I think he's messed up, man. I think he's done for. I got Santino earning his money right now. He's figuring out where we're at. He'll find us though, I have faith. Did you find us yet? This way?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You're positive?
Absolutely.
Alright. Whoops. I guess not. We're a little bit off, but that's okay. We're correcting it right now. So now that we're back on course, we'll talk a little bit about pace and distance. Because we were just talking about how fast you should or shouldn't go when you're doing these things. We're back to being good again, as you can hear. And I'll tell you on the other side of this little tunnel here. All right, well this light works pretty good. Now as far as pace and distance goes, personally I try and keep my personal pace of about a 15-minute mile when I'm doing these. Although when I'm shooting these kind of videos or just out for an enjoyable walk, slow it down to about 18 minutes a mile. So 15-minute mile, 18-minute mile. And goes back to what I said in my very first video, know yourself. If you can't walk 10, 11, 12, 15, 20 miles, don't go out on one of those hikes, man. Start with 5 miles, then work your way up. Start at 2 miles, start with whatever you can do. If it's around the block, start around the block. Are we good still?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
I have to check. But do what you can do. And then push yourself, work yourself in increments. That's another top tip for you. The trailhead signposts. The first one, of course, is horseback riding allowed, then bicycle riding allowed, and then you pen down to the very last one, which is kind of hidden, and it says, "Hey, don't run over each other, fools." Just saying.
Jesus Christ, man.
Want to see the map of where we're at? That's where we're at right now. A big square forest-looking thingy. So yeah, well, I didn't film it. I just relieved myself in the great outdoors. Let me tell you what, there's no finer feeling than peeing on a tree. So Santino, my walking buddy here today, he's kind of like Superman, you know? He will run through a building. That building's on fire, so we'll call it a burning building. He will stop on the other side, do bench press, maxed out with one arm while holding the child he just saved from the burning building. All before you even get up. Superman. There he is, leading the way. Just what he's used to. Handy GPS, little girly backpack, and nothing but attitude. So just past the halfway point now. My esteemed colleague, Mr. Navigator, has gotten us this far. We aren't lost. We're not gonna have to call for help. No 911. Feeling pretty confident right about now. As you can tell, the trend of my last couple of videos has been finding firewood. Well, guess what I found? Oh yeah, firewood. Yeah. So here we are, we're walking down another one of those things I call a country road. Now I'm gonna turn the camera around and let you see why I call it a country road. Because it looks like you're walking down a road in the country. I know, pretty clever. That's what I do. When you're an NCO, you gotta be smart. So we're walking along here and we're discussing how much snakes, well, they suck. And so I was gonna get on here and tell my snake story. It's pretty tight.
Go on.
So I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, at a pet store. Went up there to look at some different fishes, saltwater type. And guy says he wants to show me the snake, the pet store clerk guy. I said, all right, show me your snake. Tell him, but I'm gonna warn you ahead of time, I don't like snakes. And he takes me up to the snake cage that's on the ground. And it's like a 150-gallon aquarium, it's pretty big. And inside this, one of those stupid pythons that are like white and gold. It was absolutely monstrous. I thought it could swallow me. And he's like, he asked me, he said, well, you wanna hold it? And I looked at him, I said, I'll tell you what, guy, you take that thing out of there, I said, I swear to God, I'm gonna cut its head off. Yeah, don't like snakes. So as you have to do when you're walking along with somebody else, namely him, you come up with interesting conversation points. And our interesting conversation point for this time is music. And people that know me know that I'm a rock guy, metal. You know, Seven Dust, Slipknot, Five Finger Death Punch.
Garbage.
A lot of time when I go out with this guy, doing our job, I make him listen to my Five Finger Death Punch mix. What do you think about that there, Santino?
Garbage.
Garbage, huh? Couldn't be further from the truth. Folks, if you haven't listened to them, get on them. They're the way. So I heard a bunch of cheering off in the distance. I think they're cheering because we're getting closer to being to the finish line. You know, we have our own little fan club standing there waiting for us to get back. We're about 3 miles away. Don't have to wait that long. So we've only got a couple miles left. We're almost back. When we get back, I'll do a quick debrief on what this was like. And just in case any of you haven't noticed back home, vis-a-vis family, yeah, I am sporting a new do now. Just got my haircut yesterday. My Ranger Ninja Halo haircut. I'm a bad man. A moment of silence for those of us that are trouncing through the woods. Still hoping we're on the right path. I'm a little bit nervous right now. Can't be too sure, but I think he might be. He's in deep thought about it right now.
What?
Nothing? Ooh, look at that pretty road ahead of us. So, we made it back. Total route was just over 11 miles, about 11 and a quarter miles. My partner's already in the car. He's a little bit sore. What can I say about this route? It was a pretty good route. It was listed as easy. I would say it's kind of on the way to intermediate. A couple of good hills in there. All in all, it's fun. We did it in about 3 hours, which isn't bad for 11 miles. With that, you know, all I got to say in closing is I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions or anything I can answer, be sure to let me know. Until then, get off your 4-point contact and do it.